Hi Club, it's been a while since I last emailed, but I had a really fun idea. I really like Smash Bros, so I wanted to ship each of the club members with 2 Smash characters, one male, one female. I'll give some reasoning as to why I shipped them as well. Apologies, it's not entirely accurate. Okay. Sayori, Fox. Fox is confident and always around to support his team. He is very loyal to those he cares about. He's protective of his friends, and usually is seen as someone that is pure of heart. It may be weird, since he's a fox and all, but just speaking from a fictional standpoint, these two would be very sweet together. And Daisy, need I say more? These two would be so happy and giddy together, both are full of energy and are always looking for something fun to take part in. For me, it's easy to picture.
Smash Brothers ships, I guess. Alright, I see. No question yet, but we're shipping Fox and Daisy with Sayori. Got it.
Gary gets Luigi. Both are shy, but care deeply for their friends. Also, it would be super cute to see these two hunt some ghosts together. Luigi may not be a big horror fan, but he does enjoy quiet evenings with a book, assuming he doesn't fall asleep first. And then Girl Robin. Robin wields different tomes. Each can perform different kinds of magic attacks. I'm sure Yuri would love to see how Robin's tomes work. Robin also comes from a world with lots of fantasy elements. Yuri loves complex fantasy worlds. I would love to see these two enjoying their time together. It would be cute.
Luigi and Robin with Yuri.
Natsuki, Little Mac. Both have strong spirits, will punch you, and can show you not to underestimate when someone's size. They may not have a lot going for each other in terms of interests. I'm willing to bet that Little Mac hasn't even heard of manga. However, I can see these two kicking it off really well. I mean, look at this Smash Bros. Trailer. Samus is poking some fun at his size, and Mac punches her out of the shot. Now that's standing up for yourself, and Natsuki absolutely takes after that. And Palutena. Natsuki is into mature, long-haired girls. Need I say more? Alright, teasing aside, Palutena is mature and protective of Pit, and is also keeping him on his toes. Natsuki might like that in a partner.
Little Mac and Palutena with Natsuki.
Monica with Sephiroth. I told you I'm not dropping this, Monica. You two would be so cute together. Have you seen the alt skins? Anyways, you two are totally different in terms of personality and power, but you are also both fairly deceiving. Don't take it the wrong way, Monica has reformed, and Sephiroth is still pretty evil, but this is more of a personal pick for me. You two would be really cute together. And Samus. Confident and strong, these two would be a power couple. Truly unstoppable. Samus has had her tragedies as well. Perhaps these two could help each other out. Monica can help Samus out of her comfort zone, and Samus can help Monica's sense of loneliness. I might be reaching here, but who knows?
Sephiroth and Samus for me.
MC with Chrom. Chrom is fairly reckless sometimes, but I think MC really likes that part of Sayori. Sayori's unpredictability can be pretty funny and cute. He is very caring to others around him, paying attention to what they need. He also has the utmost faith in people. Like Sayori, Chrom always sees the good parts of people. MC and Chrom would get along very well. And Pyra. Pyra is quite the sweetheart. She's very kind and thoughtful to those around her. I know MC likes to be around women who pay attention to his needs. Haha, just teasing. MC has grown a lot. I just think that Pyra's thoughtfulness would attract him. Besides, she's pretty hot. Literally, she can ignite flames on the tips of her fingers.
Chrom and Pyra for MC.
And why not Ida? Byleth, male. You two are teachers. That's one thing in common, but Byleth is also quite caring for their students and forms close bonds with them. Just like you do, Ida. You're pretty close to the club now, I would say. Also, it would be really cute to see you two go out for a coffee or tea date. And Rosalina. You two are both motherly figures in a sense. Rosalina is the mother of all the Lumas, but Ida, in my opinion, is somewhat of the mom for the club. She's watching over her students with great interest, just as Rosalina watches the galaxy with great interest. This might be a stretch, but hey, you two would hit it off, I think.
It's Byleth and Rosalina for Miss Ida.
Now that I've made all my ships, I have a question for you all. Which of the two that I've selected for each of you would you take out on a date? You can do anything you want on this date, it's a blank check. So who would you want to spend the day with? Thanks for taking the time to look at my email, H. Wolf. Someone with too much time on their hands.
Alright, so we need to choose which of the two we're going with. So let's start with the last 3. Like I said before, there's no way I'm going with Sephiroth. He's a complete sociopath who kills people. Yes, I can hear you all saying now that that's why he'd be perfect for me. But hopefully you know my response by now. He is pretty hot, don't get me wrong. But yeah, no interest. Which I guess leaves Samus by default. I don't feel particularly interested in Samus, but she sure is a step up from Sephiroth at least. So that's my pick.
Well, this one's easy enough. Number 1, I'm straight. Number 2, Chrom is, I don't know, kinda normal, not that interesting. He's like the prototypical Fire Emblem Lord. Plus, Pyra's pretty cute. And very thoughtful to others, like you say. And kind of down on herself and neglectful of her own needs. She, kind of reminds me of someone I know. So yeah, easy choice there.
I, don't know what the difference is between these characters. You'd want to go with Violet. Even aside from the being straight thing. I can see why Rosalina's a good choice for Miss Ida, but it's not quite the same vibe. Although neither is Violet really much more, dangerous. But Violet's main thing is that he really cares about his students more than anything. Plus, he's pretty hot. So I think he'd get along well. It does sound like I'd understand him pretty well. I don't know, for me, you've given me some really crap choices. Lilac is such a crap tier fighter. And I don't like everything, or I don't like everyone who's like Yuri, you know. I just like Yuri. Anyway, tough choice, but I'll go with Lilac. Good kid even if he's a crap Smash fighter. Yuri, what about you? Your choices were Luigi or Robin. I'm not really sure what I share with Luigi. I do not particularly feel a kinship with him. He seems nice though. Or nice enough, rather. But if Robin is from a fantasy world and does things involving tomes, I think that would be my preference. That sounds much more on brand for me, as you might say. Yeah, I have a hard time choosing between Fox and Daisy. They're both so nice. I think I'll go with Fox because he's a boy and because he's a little different than me. Daisy will always be like looking in a mirror. But I'm already with my favorite video game character, so... I know some people who went thinking about Sigilary. Alright, next email. Thank you, H12.
Hello, Monica. First of all, I wanted to say that I am a big fan of the five of you, especially Sayori. Anyway, I wanted to ask you how you managed to get the girls to join the club. Also, how do you make friends with people even if you like stupid things? For example, I am a massive superhero fan, but I don't think that would help make friends, as most people would probably make fun of that.
Oh, good question. So it wasn't really easy to get the girls to join the club. Obviously, you know how I got MC to join the club, or rather how Sayori did. I didn't have to do anything to get Sayori to join other than ask her, and she did all herself. I was very lucky to have a Sayori wander into my life at that time in my life. I was feeling kind of down about not having any members at the time, and she brought so much energy. She was the one who knew there was a girl who liked to spend a lot of time reading, namely Yuri. But Yuri seemed, well, isolated. I didn't want to bother her, so I just brought a flyer to her desk and left it there. So there, I again did not do much. You did exactly right. If you had approached me directly, I probably would have been uncomfortable and not joined. But the way you did it made me feel like that perhaps your group would be safe for me. Well, I'm glad to hear that at least. And then again with Natsuki, I didn't really have to do anything. She just came in. The real problem I had with Natsuki was keeping her here. Not because she did anything wrong, mind you, but because I was judgmental at first about her tastes and she came here to not be judged. And because she and Yuri did not get along well. I am glad we have resolved that problem for you. That remains to be seen. You guys still fight here a lot. It's not real fighting. Mostly. I know, I'm kidding. Mostly. Your second question about how to make friends is very important and good. There are a few answers. First is that you don't want to just make it all about your interest. If you just start talking to people about superheroes non-stop, people will find it off-putting. You have to be interested in other people's interests to get interest back. But if someone asks about your interests, be honest and upfront. Just try not to overdo it, like some of the people in the Literature Club do occasionally. No need to avoid talking about me directly. Honestly, we all do it from time to time. You might also try finding some people with similar interests. If there is a place where other superhero fans are, go find them. Having a big interest in common helps a lot. But the main things are to be interested in other people and open with them. Be friendly and kind, and be happy about it when they share with you. Engage with them, and share back when they seem receptive. It's a thing that happens naturally once you get it started. It can just be a little hard to get it started, as we all know here. I don't know if any of that is very helpful advice, but hopefully it's of some use to you, emailer. Thank you for the question. Let's see the next one.
Bang all long one. Okay. Hold on, I gotta hide the thing. Okay. So this is where my dark rituals have brought me. A world in which the ones that have the most power are beings that comprehend the world outside of theirs. How amusing. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Gundam Tanaka, the Supreme Overlord of Ice, and future ruler of this dark world. Upon further observation, I have determined which of you is fit to be my subordinate. First off, the pitiful male in the club known only as MC. Such a foolish man has no place in my army, for he is conflicted with thoughts of his dark mistress, whom I will get to later. I have assessed his magical capabilities and have found that it caps at a lowly 3. He has not found a creature of his own to tame. Next, his Dark Mistress Sayori. While her authority as Vice President is considerable, it only amounts to a low degree when in the presence of my army. I fear she may be overwhelmed by my awe-inspiring power, enough for her so-called rain clouds to throw themselves at my feet and distract her from aiding my efforts. The pink-haired tsundere, known as Natsuki, pink hair is inherently a distracting factor. It reminds me too much of the foolish Kazuichi Soda, who dares to get in the way of me and my Dark Queen. On top of that, I fear she may attempt a coup in order to take control of my army for herself, based on her dominant personality. While I have no doubts that her insolence would be quelled easily, I would make recruiting the pink-haired one a waste of time. Why recruit a member when I would just send her to burn in the fires of pandemonium? The mysterious timid one known as Yuri. I'll be honest, if I could afford to recruit a second individual from this group, she would be the one. Her connections to the Dark Forces would be a massive benefit to my army, and she's clearly skilled with weaponry, as shown by her collection of blades. But at the same time, her timid persona finds itself lacking in comparison to the rest of my arsenal. Confidence is key in the Tanaka Empire, but I will open the door once again when you fully open yourself up to my influence. And lastly, there is the one I have chosen, the Dark Queen of this pitiful literature club, Monica. You possess the most power and awareness out of all of these fools. Your skills in programming are second to none, which provides a great asset to the Tanaka Empire. On top of that, I sense your magic capabilities are beyond that of a normal human. Yes, I shall take great pleasure in having you join my cause. I shall send my 4 dark divas of destruction your way to seal your contract with the Tanaka Empire, Monica. I expect your cooperation. Sincerely, Gundam Tanaka, another person with too much time on their hands.
Alright, this one. I considered not including this one because, yeah. But to be honest, I wanted to see how you all would react to it. So, without further ado, let's get to it. MC, your thoughts on his speech to you?
3? Fool, underestimate me at your own peril. I command powers beyond your imagination. Entire worlds have crumbled and been rebuilt by my will. Not really, they have, really, they have. That's all I've got. I can't keep up this bit. Sayori?
I don't really have anything to say about this.
Natsuki?
I'm tired, Tanaka. Tired of your cringe-tuny crap. It is cool that you recognize that I would absolutely take over your dumb organization, though. Well, with my dominant personality and all. So good call there, at least.
Let the wise speak only of what they know, friend.
That's it from you.
That's it.
Well, alright, they forgot something and sent a follow-up email.
One more thing I should clarify. I will not be accepting applications from the more mature one known as Miss Ida. For one thing, her overwhelming curiosity into everything around her could make her a liability. My secrets and dark magic are too much for the ordinary mind to comprehend, and I fear that she may not be able to survive learning the truth. I still expect your cooperation, Monica. Gundam Tanaka.
Well, take this as a compliment.
Probably for the best. Anyway, look forward to you trying to enter our reality so I can completely obliterate any evidence you ever existed, Tanaka. Let's pull up the next one.
Dear Literature Club, this question is mainly for Yuri, but anyone can answer. Have you read or watched Stephen King's Silver Bullet? If so, do you think the ending of the story justifies the protagonist's actions during the story? Another question for the whole club. What is the scariest thing you've seen in your lives, excluding the events of the game, obviously? And lastly from C, I know you weren't really you when Monica was yeeted out of the game, but if you had to judge what happens, do you think that the player was completely in the right? Were they wrong? Were they a mixture of both? You can base your answer on any ending you wish, or all the endings. Anyway, at the time of writing this email, it is October and we are closing in on Halloween. There's the reasoning.
I have not seen the film, but I have read the short novel in which it's based. I do think the protagonist's actions are clearly justified. He has to stop a monster who has been killing people. I'm not sure how much more justified you could get. As for your next question, the most frightening thing that's ever happened to me other than the base game would have to be when I was 6 and my parents got in a car crash when they weren't there to pick me up from school. They were fine, thankfully, and nothing bad happened, but to me it was like the world ended. They were always there to pick me up, and no one else was there, and no one told me that what was happening, and the teachers couldn't get in touch with them. It was very frightening. What about everyone else?
For me, it's gotta be when Fuyuki's heart stopped. Like, I had been putting off feeling bad about that moment for a long time. But then it was finally here and I just freaked. I finally felt really afraid and horrified about it in a direct way. Like before, when I first heard the news about it, I was more sad than anything. I didn't really feel afraid until it happened. Anyway, sorry to be a bummer. What about you, MC?
At the moment when I realized that Sayori was probably going to try and commit suicide again, that time in the space room. There was a moment when everything clicked, and I figured out the meaning of a lot of her recent actions. And just for a second there, I panicked.
Oh, sorry, I'm mistaken.
It's alright, Bun. You've made everything better now.
It's hard to pick a single time for me. There are so many times where I've been laying in bed at night and I just started feeling intense fear and panic. Like something terrible is about to happen and I need to do anything to escape it. Every time that happens, that's the worst fear I've ever had. Thankfully, it happens a little less often now, maybe like once a month. Before here, I used to be a few times a week. That was not fun. It's going to seem strange perhaps, but my answer is exactly the same as Natsuki's. The instant Miyuki's heart stopped.
But you weren't there for that.
I was actually. I was there still trying to fix her. I just hid myself when you came in, just before it happened.
Huh.
Anyway, yes, that really made me afraid. Obviously, Miyuki's not my sister, and I didn't have as much fear of loss as Natsuki did. Although I must say, I had got to grow very fond of Miyuki during the time I had spent trying to fix her. I learned what a wonderful person she was.
Right?
So, part of it was fear of losing this wonderful person, and fear of pain for Natsuki, and for everyone else who would be affected by her death. But to be honest, one of my biggest fears for me is fear of failure. I live in constant fear that I'm going to screw up and disappoint everyone, because I wasn't good enough at something. And here I wasn't good enough at something that I was going to kill someone.
Hey, whoa, you weren't killing anyone.
I know, but I was failing to save her. It felt like my fault. And like someone was dying because I was failing. It really made me feel panicky. Anyway, with that cheer thought out of the way, what about you, Miss Ina?
Easy choice for me. It has to be the time I was wandering around the world and it was completely empty. That was more than a little creepy.
I'll bet.
Yup.
MC, there's the last section which is just for you here.
Well, we'll take a look at that next time, because that's going to wrap it up for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And we'll catch you next time with more Club Meetings Season 3. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.